You are listening to The Real Estate Ride. Make sure to subscribe and enjoy the show.
We are going to go over how to run comps not on the MLS. So I'm going to share a new tab, and I'm going to look up a property that is not in my area. So I'm going to start here just so you can get an idea. We'll go ahead and use Google first. How about that? And I'm going to search this property in Steubenville. It is a small village in Ohio. And you will see a photo here, street view. And you'll see that it is in town. So that's nice. So typically, not even being from this particular city, if I'm looking for comps, I'm going to prefer to stay in this little pocket right here, because I know that this is going to be like the same neighborhood. This one may or may not be the same. There's a little split here, and then you'll see a major road here. So this neighborhood here also may not be the same. So just keep that in mind. I'm trying to stay close. And then other key factors are you want to compare apples to apples. So you'll see that this particular property is a 2-story, and we're just going to click and take a look. So this is a 2-story. You could even say possibly 3 or 2.5, but you'll see the other neighbor houses are similar in size and style. Okay. So let's go back to Google for a moment, and let's get some more information on this particular property. So I'm going to go back to Google, and a lot of times, the larger players are going to pay for ads. They want you to use their site. And so you'll see here, currently not for sale, 1,928 square feet, 3-bed, 1-bath property. Now, this isn't always accurate, but it's a good base to use. And so you'll see Zillow is here, realtor.com is here. So let's go ahead and click on the Zillow link and see what we have. And so you can see here they have some number, 30,100 right there. And 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,928 square feet, built in 1920. Okay. And then Zestimate, there is no home value available, no sales range, and the rent Zestimate is $950 a month. Okay. So this is actually pretty weird that Zillow hasn't given us these numbers here. Okay. So we're going to scroll down, see what else Zillow can tell us. Attached garage. That is actually not true. So that's interesting. But if you look here, this is a key point to use on Zillow. This is our neighborhood, and you will see it highlighted here. And then in this neighborhood, you see these numbers in here, like 84, 70, 20, 12, 20, 7,800, 22, 15, next street down, 20, 58. So what are those? Like, what do those mean? This one's a different color. So let's figure it out. Let's click this color one. I'm colorblind, so I can't tell you what that color is or means. But we're going to look. So this says for sale. So this one is currently for sale. 3.2, 84.9 on the market 8 days. Okay. So, and down here it actually says it's a 3-bed, 1.5 bath. So sometimes pay attention to that, because sometimes the number 2 represents that there's 2 bathrooms, but it does not indicate if it's 1 bath or 2 baths. Sometimes it's the other half bath is the second number. So just be cautious of that. Okay. And so that's great that we see what's for sale. So this is what could be, right? This is what could happen. Say this was under contract or it's sold, then I would say, oh, okay, if I bought this house at 1423 Euclid and I rehabbed it like this one, then it looks like I could potentially get maybe $80,000. But that's all theory. This house hasn't sold. So keep in mind, anything for sale is strictly theoretical. And you'll see not a lot of updates. There's some new flooring in there that hasn't been done. It looks like somebody started this project and was like, oh my gosh, this is too much work. Let's sell it as is. So it's not finished either. All right. So we got a little bit of data from that. Let's go back to our search. And then we're going to zoom back in to the neighborhood. And it was in this little pocket. So let's see what we got going on. 89.9 multifamily home. So that's not a comparable, right? You want a single family, that one would not compare. Another multifamily. Okay, we want to avoid those. Here's a single family, 34.9. And if you look at these pictures, well, there's 2. But you can see it needs work, right? Pretty clear that that property needs some work done. Let's keep looking in here. This is a multifamily too, not a comparable. We already looked at that one. This one could be the same neighborhood, also multifamily. So a lot of these have been split into 2 units. So let's go back and see if we can get to where we were actually at the Euclid property itself. And if it doesn't work, I just retype it in. Whoops. Zillow's trying to get me to link with a realtor. Okay. Now here we are again, and I'm going to scroll down. And then we're going to go back to that little map that we saw here and click one of these other numbers. Okay. So let's check out this one on the same street. Why not? This one says 15,000. Sold for 15,000. Now that was 2 years ago, so that's terrible comp. You really want to not go back more than a year. Okay. So we're just gonna go hit the back button. And it keeps kicking us out. So let's do this. Let's go, instead of for sale, let's hit sold. Okay. So we're going to do sold. And we're going to do home type. And we want deselect all, and then I'm just going to select houses. Okay. That takes out the multifamily, so we no longer have to look at that. And let's see what more will give us, what other spots. Oh, we can do square footage. Okay. So I like to go plus or minus 25% square footage. And I don't know if you recall, but that property was just under 2,000 square feet. So I would go to 2,250 max. And then minimum, let's say 1,500. That's going to cut out some more riffraff. Okay, and then you'll see Euclid is right here. So this is our little pocket that we're trying to stay in. And you will see a wide range of pricing in here. Okay. And what you have to figure out is the one that you're comparing it to, what have the ones sold for? What kind of condition are they in compared to the one that you're looking at? And if you saw the photo for Euclid, you would know that it needs painted on the outside. I know because I viewed it that it needs painted on the inside. There's kitchen cabinets that are messed up. There's a basement wall that is caving in from a large tree in the backyard. So there's definitely some work to do, some windows to repair. You could even go as deep as what year built. Number of stories, it only shows single. We don't need that, so we're just going to leave that out because we actually want 2-story. But I think we have enough filters now. So I'm just going to show you right on the street. Okay. I think this is on Euclid. Yeah, Euclid. Actually, it's like the neighbor's house sold for $20,000. Now let's see when it sold. All right, we're going to go in and look at the date. That was 2022. So again, old comp. So not the best to use that because it's so old. Let's look at an 8,000 one. This one sold for 8,000. And that sold, when did it sell? Oh, recently. Okay. So this one sold for $8,000. Now let's see if there's any extra pictures, or is this it? No, that's it. Okay. So you don't get the bonus of seeing the other photos. And let's see what sold for 67,000. Like a street over. So that's this house here. Pretty nice looking, newer roof. And when did it sell? It is not telling me when it sold. But here's some other comps that Zillow decided to send us. And you'll see they range around 60,000 to 125,000. And this sold last year for 67,000. Okay, and someone flipped it. So they bought it for 22, sold it for 67.5. You'll see there from that price history report. So yeah, potential there, but when it first sold 22.5, so the 22.5 is likely closer to the value for the one on Euclid itself that we were looking at initially. Let's see what else we've got in this little neighborhood. And hopefully Zillow's showing us the most recent comparables since we're clicking on, hey, what's related to this particular sale. Okay. It's not showing me number one. Why won't you click on number one? Okay, we will back out since it's not showing me that. And I'm just going to click off and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And you'll see that just as an overview, the beat up properties are selling for anywhere from 10,000, 8,000 to about 20, 27, 25, 35. Okay. 24, 20. And then the ones that have been rehabbed are selling for a little bit more. So you've got 16, 35, 10 over here, 20. And then the ones that are getting rehabbed are selling for anywhere from 60 to 80, 100, 114. So how do you, like, that's a huge range. So how do you figure out, is my house going to sell for 60 or is it going to sell for 100? So why did this one sell for 60 and this one 100? Why did these two sell for 60? This one 100, this one 114. So let's take a look and see what we can figure out from looking at it. Okay, that's great. This one has photos. So you'll see this one sold for 60. It's in good condition, right? It's not completely updated on the outside, but you can see the roof looks newer. The upper roof anyway, this porch roof is older. The inside is nothing special, right? Let's look at the rest of the photos. The kitchen is older. It's from the 60s. You can tell from the wood and the way that the sink base is finished there in the front. And this is how I assess, like, am I going to buy this house or not? So I can see, okay, if I don't do a lot to it, I just clean it up, put some vinyl floor down, like I could probably sell this house for 60,000. This one's also smaller than the other one, but also 3-bed, 1-bath. So that's important to know. 1 bath, $60,000. Also has a garage. Okay. So that is one comparable for a $60,000. Now let's look at the other one that sold for 60 and see what's up with it. It's also smaller, a 3-1. Looks decent on the outside. Let's take a look. You can't see the upper roof because of the way they did the photos, but you'll see it's also aged. Floors are clean but not refinished. Paint job is okay, older, but doesn't look bad. Paint colors are different colors in different rooms. The tile is original, but they did put a new vanity in. Tub is original. They did some cheap ceramic tile flooring, put a new toilet in. And so, yeah, if you get a decent, cleaned up looking house, you're going to sell for like 60,000. Okay. Just to show you that. Now let's take a look at the properties that are selling for more. And you'll see this one sold April 26th, a year ago. So the comp is slightly old, but it at least give you a quick rundown of what you think you could get for it. And the rent estimate is $925. So rents are pretty good for this area. definitely considered worth buying if you're looking to build a rental portfolio. This area, if you can buy houses for 10 or 20 grand and put 10 or 20,000 in it, and you're 40,000 in, even 50,000, and you can rent it for $900 a month, you're making 500 plus a month cash flow. Is it the best for a flip? Maybe not. Let's take a look at what sold for 99. Why did this one sell for 99? Okay, I can tell you one indicator already, and that is 2 bathrooms. 2 bathrooms will increase your value, typically anywhere from $20,000 to $50,000, depending on the property and what properties are going for in that particular area. You'll see it looks okay on the outside. Okay, and then on the inside, it looks really nice. So they put a new door on, it seems. Yep, newer door. All of this staircase is freshly painted. They got some nice custom wood. The floors have been completely refinished. Even the kitchen is still dated. So that's impressive to know that you don't even have to update the kitchen to get 100,000. This one's a little bit bigger as well. And you'll see the bathrooms are updated, just builder grade, nothing fancy. But they are updated, right? And the tub is clean, new, updated, fixtures updated, has ceiling fans. This room looks really bad. That one is surprising. And it has old, I don't know what that is. Could be carpet or paint. It's hard to tell. It's kind of blurry. And this is the 3rd floor attic. So this could be another reason why it sold for more. It truly has a 3-story property. Okay. And it has a nice 1-car garage and an upgraded electrical panel. Okay. So that should tell you, hey, if I want to buy this house on Euclid, depending on the condition, it looks like I could get maybe purchased for 20, 25, depending on, is it just paint on the inside and outside? That could be $10,000 to $15,000. Can you buy it for 20, put 15 in it, and then flip it for 60, right? So you're all in for 40, sell it for 60, and walk away with about a $15,000 profit on that deal. Not the best, right? Wouldn't recommend that. But if you were going to rehab it at a 2nd bathroom, right? Now say you put 25, 30,000 in it and you buy it for 20, get it rehabbed for 50, resell it for 100, 10% expenses. Now you're at 90,000, make $40,000 profit. Now that's, to me, that's worth taking a look at and pursuing. Okay. So it depends on your exit strategies. Do you have multiple exit strategies? If you add the 2nd bath, can you rent it for more? Maybe you want to have the option to rent or flip. But in the instance where the first scenario where I said just paint, that would be fine for rental. But if you're thinking of flipping, to me, 15,000 is too risky. It's not worth it. So hopefully this helps you to determine how to run comps in a city or small village just using Zillow alone. All right, I will see you on the next training. Hey everybody, it's Jay.
This is Annie.
We are so grateful for you joining us on our podcast and listening in and participating. We want to offer you this additional free bonus, and that is joining our Facebook group.
Yes, where we will have other individuals, not just us, but having conversations on all things real estate, and we would love to have you join us. So just click the link below and head on over and join our group.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you on the other side.